Thank you, brother. Noah thought he was on camera. He's not, but good morning, Michael. Morning, Kathy. Good morning, Lori. Does anybody know, is this supposed to snow? Guys, how crazy is this? I texted Lauren and Pat last night and said, hey, I don't know whether to apologize or say you're welcome. It depends on kind of your experience, and I don't know where you're at, but yesterday was crazy. Just absolutely unbelievable. I got out and started shoveling our driveway at about 2 o'clock. Got halfway done, turned around, and 2 inches had snowed on where I had already shoveled, and I was like, forget this. This is a colossal waste of time. And so came inside, just kind of hung out. We had a great day yesterday. Hopefully you did as well. And just a kind of a cool opportunity to do something out of the norm. And maybe out of the norm for you is maybe spending a little bit more time doing what we talked about on Sunday, just lingering. And we're going to talk about that this upcoming Sunday. Of what does it look like to linger in the presence of God? What does it look like to take up your cross and come after him like he says? And what does that actually mean in real life? And taking that from a cliche that we would say that just kind of glosses over. And in that, realizing something that I've been learning lately in a book that I've been reading is just that cliches may be well-intentioned, but ultimately what they do is they just kill any real discussion, any real discovery of what God is doing or might do or who he actually is. And so when I say something like linger in the presence of God, what does that actually mean? What would that actually look like in our real lives? And how does that really play into my spirit and my ability to connect with people? What I found actually is when I lack those moments of lingering, it's interesting how I move at a much faster pace, just not necessarily with my body, but just my life. And so I'm moving and I'm moving and I'm moving and I'm thinking, and I find myself tapping my foot, or Lynn will point out like, hey, do you know you're biting your nails a whole bunch and you seem distracted and you can't hold a sentence together, you're bouncing around everywhere. And I'll start talking really big with my hands and just start becoming more aware of like, man, am I actually a peaceful presence? And so reading today in Psalm 27, and I would encourage you to go read it as well, and just thinking about what it means that I'll wait patiently for the Lord. Like, what would it mean for me actually to sit for 5 minutes in complete silence and just see what I'm actually feeling? What am I actually thinking? To pay attention to what I'm paying attention to. And have I just moved throughout the entire day, breathing the breath that God has given me, living in the world that God's provided me, eating the food that God's created, all completely unaware of him, unaware that I'm breathing, unaware that I'm thinking, unaware that I'm moving, unaware that I'm speaking? And it's interesting, when I don't do those things, I find that the way that I speak to my kids, to my wife, to others is just real flippant. I find that I move through and see people as things to kind of move and chess pieces to place in places rather than actual people to listen to love and be loved by. That's one of the things as well, is I'm just not aware of how I'm being loved. And so yesterday, actually, Lynn had some things to say to me that were really good and really encouraging. And I just kind of went, oh, yeah, because I had stuff to do. I got emails to send. I got people to connect with. And then this morning, I was just sitting here and I was thinking and reflecting on yesterday and going, man, I didn't even acknowledge that. One, saying thank you to her, but two, did I let those words actually sink into my heart? Did I let God's words sink into my heart, or did I just read it and check it off? Did I just move on real quick? And so maybe today, like for you and for me, what I'm just going to try to do is I'm going to try to live slow. I'm going to try to soak in the snow. I'm going to try to soak in just life. I'm going to try not to say the word flippant. Lynn is making fun of me over here, by the way. So if I'm distracted. Frolic. That's what I kept saying yesterday. She's like, can you say frolic a lot? Yeah. Also, when there's 13 inches of snow, you frolic. All right. So, but friends, love you. Praying for you. Pray for me. God, thank you so much just for the ability to laugh, to connect, to be honest, to be open. God, I pray for me that you help me to become more aware of me, of what I'm thinking, of what I'm doing, of why I'm doing it, that you would reveal to me more of my heart, that when you say that you know me, that you created me, I think sometimes I don't know me. And so help me to see that. And in turn, Lord, help me to see more of you more clearly, more vividly. Help me to not just encounter you and abide in you in times of prayer and times of Bible reading, but help me also to feel your presence and to obey your spirit when I'm playing a board game, when I'm reading through my emails, when I'm planning out my day in my head. Help me to just be in continual communion with you. Help me to grow more and more in my awareness of you, and help me to become more and more aware when I'm not. And God, I pray that today we would share just uplifting words with one another. I pray that we would encourage one another as long as today is, this day that you've given us to rejoice and be glad in. And so, God, thank you. I pray that today we'd be able to get out, to have some fun. I pray for those that maybe are just kind of locked in and sheltered in because they're not able to get out and shovel, or they're not able to go anywhere. God, I pray that there would be neighbors and friends that connect with them, that reach out to them, that serve them. That maybe in just kind of a crazy way, that the way that we're able to look at the landscape a little bit differently, that our view out of our windows is a little bit differently, that maybe today we'll be able to see our lives and see you a little bit differently. We love you. It's in your son's name I pray. Amen. Have a great day.